Fresh out the box. Fresh out the box. Fresh out the box.
It's me, Casualty CDG, co-host of every single show that you've ever seen in your life. But today we are playing Avatar role-playing game by Magpie Games, and I'll be playing Duckweed, a little water-bending swamp boy.
Hi, my name is Anaya. I'm super excited to play. I'll be playing a young girl, and that's all I can really say for various reasons. A young servant girl.
Hey, I'm Kevin Allen, an actor in Los Angeles, and today I'll be playing the role of Letty, an airbender raised in the Fire Nation.
Hello, everybody. I am Michael Powell, aka Mr. Kapow, and I am taking on the role today of Beggar Quinn.
Hi everyone, I'm Mei Ling Fatum, and I will be playing Sholami, a Fire Nation engineer. Oh no!
Oh, no! I
Thank
mean,
you for
how much do you matter, though? Like, you don't even have a character filled out yet.
It's true.
I love that Vampire Bites in the chat says the mute gods have been appeased. You were the sacrifice to the
There we
mute
go.
gods.
It's me. It's me.
We
And
just love good dice
last,
rolls now, right?
last but not least, I am. Thanks for watching Avatar Legends from Magpie Games. This is fresh out the box, and I am Jahananan. Thanks, Vamp. Appreciate you. Yeah, for some reason my input got switched. I don't know what happened there, but hey. This is Avatar Legends from Magpie Games. This is our first session. We're gonna open up.
Sam said you're still muted.
What?
I hear you.
No. Yeah, I'm not muted anymore.
Okay.
So this we're playing in the world of Avatar. We are playing in the earlier years of the 100-Year War, and we are exploring the themes of war and unfortunately genocide. But so just be warned, that's happening. Where we pick up, we're going to open up in a forest, marching down a winding path here. There is a small battalion of Fire Nation soldiers carting away prisoners that are in chains. We will focus. Who of the three captured individuals wants to go first? We'll start to zoom in on them. I'll pick some play. But
It would
I was
help
gonna
if
say,
you
should we
grew
roll
up
for it,
after
or?
individuals.
nah, anyone can pick.
Like,
Well, since Gary is the co-host, I'll make him go first. Gary.
I don't mind at all. So
The camera zooms in on one of the prisoners bound by chains. What do you look like?
I'm gonna go young. I'm gonna go like 14 years old.
Oh.
I'm a real scrawny 14-year-old kid wearing a loincloth tied together with a rope, and I have a wooden mask over my face and a big green leaf on top of my head. So it's hard to actually see, but you can definitely tell I'm a scrawny child. And there's an iron door, and the camera kind of goes through the shadows of this iron door, and you see me in this cell. No water to be seen anywhere, right? It's just hot in this cell, and you see me looking at my sweat on my arms, trying to pull it up, and a little stream of sweat comes up into the air in a straight line and is floating there, and then just kind of fizzles away from the heat in the room, and I just look down, kind of defeated and exhausted. And then suddenly the camera cuts to a few days earlier. You hear me laughing. Hey, and I'm surfing through the swamp. I just have my arms down and I'm surfing across the water super fast. And I'm just doing circles around a bunch of guys, adults who are trying to stop me. Hey, kid, knock it off. Hey. I'm like, I'm only here for one thing. I gotta have that mask. And I grab this mask off this guardian's face. Whoa! And just jet out. With all these waterbenders chasing me, they're just not fast enough. This kid just jets away. And then cut to maybe a few days later, a few hours, it's hard to tell. There are two Fire Nation guards standing on a dock. And they're both talking, having a casual conversation. Yeah, so what are you doing this weekend? I don't know. I was thinking about trying that new restaurant. What the hell is that? Is that a bird? I come zipping across the water and then eat it. Boom! Tumble onto the dock and just laying there, knocked out. I look up and the guards walk over, bind me, one hit to the back of the head, and now I'm in the cell.
Nice.
Absolutely. And that is
Wrong.
our first character, Duckweed.
Wrong place, wrong time.
The camera will zoom in on another figure.
I don't mind going.
That's good,
Kevin,
yeah.
are you okay? All right.
Yeah.
So, near the back of the chain gang, in what looks to be kind of like nice-ish Fire Nation robes, but obviously they've been tattered and worn because she's been here for a while, is Shoulami, and she's probably like early 20s, but she graduated university early, kind of like a wunderkind engineer. She just really inventive, and she used to be proud of her work, but then she realized that her stuff was being used in really horrible ways, and she tried to stand against that and try and reclaim her stuff, and realizing that actually when you work for the military you have no rights, and so she decided, instead of taking advantage of someone, instead of just turning a blind eye, she tried to escape, and she trusted the wrong person to get smuggled out of the Earth Nation, and so she was caught up in the latest round at the border, trying to get out of the Fire Nation. And it hasn't been easy for her because obviously her nation has done a lot of awful things to a lot of other people. And so being in the prison, she's just tried to keep her head down, just do what she's told, and just kind of stay out of everyone's way. But whenever she gets a chance, she always tries to pick up scraps and secrets them away. You kind of see her palm a fleck of metal that they pass, or some trash, and she's trying to get out because this is not where she thought she would be.
Trying to MacGyver yourself out.
Yeah, absolutely. All I need is bubble gum, but they haven't invented that yet, so.
You're just sitting there waiting for the invention of bubblegum.
Yeah, I'm like, that tree.
Any day now. And finally, the third. There are other people in this chain gang that's being led through the forest, but we'll zoom in on one final one. Kevin.
Oh, Gary shouldn't have gone all cinematic because now I'm gonna.
Yes, please do. Crush it.
do.
Okay. The camera pushes in on a teenage boy about 17 with scraggly hair and kind of a bowl cut, with very short on the sides and also all up on top. And he's sitting comfortably on an uncomfortable wooden bench, but he is poised, he is solemn, and he is focused. And he takes a deep inhale, and in his mind's eye, we see him running furiously with bitter resentment in his eyes. Exhale. Him stumbling home to find his legal guardian, a Fire Nation noble, surrounded by guards and turning his head toward him. Inhale. He's running home, scared, worried with panic. Exhale. He's standing in a library surrounded by billowing papers floating back down to the ground, and everyone in the room of the Fire Nation's library staring at him. Inhale, he's a child, and he is running, screaming from chaos and explosions all around him. Exhale, the doors of the temple explode open, and his eyes open as with them. And he's shaking and trembling, and he starts trying to mutter to himself inaudible mantras of it was in the past, there's nothing I could do, it's behind me, I released myself from my previous life, and just over and over and over until it gets quieter and quieter and softer, and he tries to retreat back into his meditation.
I like it.
Thanks.
It's good stuff. And you're a small.
His
You're a young boy, right?
Yeah, he's like 16 or 17, you know.
Are you tattooed?
No.
No. Okay.
He is not tattooed. His head is not shaved. He's dressed in Fire Nation clothing, but it's all billowy and baggy on him. He's the only real giveaway that he is of airbending nomad descent is he has a necklace under his that he's covering his robes tightly to conceal this wooden necklace, so that no one takes it from him, because he knows that he's being taken.
Awesome. I like it. You guys are all killing it. Good stuff. As this chain gang is making its way, they stop to make camp. They situate the little boy in the mask in his own little... He's more in like a carriage kind of situation, and they're keeping it hot. They park him off to the side of the camp away from everybody else. The rest of you are kind of huddled together in a makeshift holding cell. And the guards make camp, start fires, set up tents, set guard duty. There aren't that many more guards than there are people, but there's still quite a few guards. They are being led by a young woman, her hair in a tight and high ponytail, jet black hair. Her eyes have sort of an orangish tinge. And I will give you her name eventually. One of these days. Ah, there it is. Captain Ember of the Fire Nation Army. I know, but it's what I wanted, so that's okay.
I like it.
Good, man. That name's hot.
Just a little.
Benching.
Well, I mean, maybe it's not hot. Maybe it's a fire name.
It's a fire name. Yeah, that's good.
How would they
Get all the
prevent-
puns out now.
There's no such thing as getting all the puns out. Haven't you learned?
This is a good group. There's already sparks.
How would I know how they would prevent like earth benders and fire benders and water benders, but how would they prevent air benders from accessing their element?
They really can't.
With genocide.
Yeah, with genocide.
I was like, that must have been why they did that, but I'm kind of like...
They close them behind the final door.
I wonder if keeping them in like a space like similar to where duckweed is, where there's like a lot of fire that's like sucking up the oxygen, would possibly do like something that creates a vacuum maybe, but I don't know how realistic that is.
For the most
You
part,
would just die.
All right.
So,
Got it.
genocide.
Yeah.
You could put them in a metal ball, right, with a very thin tube that goes up so they can still breathe and bury the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
They're just stuck underground in a little ball.
I-
That's it.
That
that's
sounds
not
like
bad.
hell.
Right?
Yeah, all of their prisoners.
All of it's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the most part, with benders, the universal answer is to bind them from moving, because most benders need to move in order to
Yeah.
bend. Airbenders, I feel like they tend to weight them down, like with weighted like ankle weights and stuff, so they can't fly around. But yeah, they various methods. But yeah, so there's a small group of guards here, but out in the woods, eyes are watching. The eyes of several groups of people out here. I threw some NPCs in with you guys because I'm cool like that. But we're gonna open up with Anaya. Anaya, you're watching the scene unfold.
So there is a young woman around 18 or 19. She has a kind of like functional muscle that is also like requires fat at the same time. So she is a thicker girl, but average height. The main kind of like notable quality about her is that she has a lot of hair that she keeps in a sort of servant's knot, like at the back of her skull. Like soft features, a very sort of unassuming presence overall. But the way that she's honed in on everything that's happening right now, even while at the same time, there's a lot of sort of constant energy right now since she's not being in a position where she needs to be on or noticed. So while she's watching this, she's also thinking about like the last opera that she saw. There's a lot of sort of almost association happening where she's both like present but also like thinking about other things. And I think that her little like scene would probably be like her in totally different clothing. Like right now it's a very sort of like typical serving girl, but this is a more like working for someone who maybe is important type of clothing. But like some time ago, like her as like a tavern maid, assisting, like giving drinks to certain Fire Nation guards and listening to them talk, and then like it'd be cutting to later where they are on the ground having been knocked out while she is like looking through some papers that they were like just correspondences, and like making some like sighs and different like noises to herself. She's more animated. She tends to be either animated or not at all. Before finally like reclining, the most like lax that she typically is, like a leg up on the floor, talking out loud but like looking at nothing, while a woman on the other side of like probably like a booth situation, is like talking back to her but also basically like looking at nothing and pretending to be very involved in her own novel. And then it probably would come back to her staring right at what's going on here and thinking to herself about various things.
Excellent. So you watch the scene unfold in front of you. You are here to free these people, but you're not alone. There are 3 other people with you. One of them, there's a young man named Lee, who has dark hair, dark shaggy hair. He's wearing typical Fire Nation reds, and he has a sword on his back, a large, sort of curved blade. And then there is another young woman. She's dressed closer to you. Her name is Saf, short for Sapphire, and she is actually from the Earth Kingdom. She's part of your rebel group. And then the third member, we'll go to Mr. Kapow for your character introduction. But I do have, we'll introduce your character not in this current scene, but in the past. You will be meeting in an alleyway with a shadowy figure. The more nondescript, the better. But they will outline to you. They will give you some intelligence. The Fire Nation has recently captured a very intelligent engineer. And we're worried what they might make her do for the war effort. And so they kind of give you this intel about this camp. and their path that they're supposed to be taking. They're supposed to go through here. They're heading to the docks because they're taking this group to a secret firebender prison. That's the intel that you have. So disseminate that to your charges. And
That means we're special.
it does mean you're special. I feel like as a
Alright.
prisoner, that's when you don't want to be special.
Exactly.
It's the worst. But yeah, so what do you look like? What's your character all about? How's that going? You're in this
Okay.
alleyway having a clandestine meeting.
Okay. I'm gonna say like a little bit before, the meeting time.
Mhm.
My character's just basically hobbling through the alleyways with they're dressed in like other like earth tone rags, and they kind of have, I'm gonna say, just a beard kind of like me, and from their hand they're holding out a little bowl with a few coins in it, and they're wandering around just calling out every once in a while, coins, 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 until they finally get to a meeting spot where they slip away the bowl back into their rags, and after some quick exchanges with the person giving them intel, some very hushed tones where only the two of them can hear, a slip of paper was passed between the two. Quinn just looks down on it, unfolds it, pulls it back up, puts it away, just nods, and then just turns around, pull back out with the coins, going, coins, coins, coins. And then fast forward to right now where they're with the group. He's actually kind of leaning up against a tree, kind of looking like they're dozing off.
Absolutely. So we open back up to this scene. You are in a clearing in the woods late at night. A fire is going. Some of the guards are still up and out, up and around. The prisoners have been fed and given, for the most part, water. They're very careful when they give Gary when they give Duckweed his water. You watch it; it's almost comical the way that they're. You can see that they're truly terrified of like other benders. But yeah, so now all of you, we're all in the scene together. We're all here. You guys can kind of take the reins a little bit here. But for the most part, it's mostly in Mr. Kapow and Anaya's court. How you want to go about this? Because I'm not gonna in my mind it was kind of like a get him, but like that doesn't have to be how you do it at all. Like you can do it seems like you might have a little more subterfuge than that. So like whatever your call is, just let me know.
I think that Quinn would know that this girl, who today her name is Souza, has been fucking with Lee, like playing mind games with him nonstop because he got to be the soldier. And so she like suddenly whips around and like puts her arms behind her back, and just like starts circling him and looks him up and down, before saying, "It's not quite right. The uniform, the buttons are on the wrong side."
Burn.
Well, I mean, I did the best I could. He'll
She-
try to.
She whips around suddenly. So, Quinn? Quinn?
Quinn kind of goes, looking like they just woke up. Huh? What? Huh? Yes?
What do we do? Aren't you the, the elder of this situation right now? Shouldn't you be eldering? Maybe?
Oh, I'm in charge. I wasn't told that, but oh, okay. Well, sorry. Haven't had a little tired, just a little tired, but Quinn kind of hobbles over next to your character and go and kind of peeks over their shoulder. Yeah. All right. Counting the soldiers. How many soldiers are there?
You look around and count. So this is a good learning opportunity. Sometimes you could just look at stuff and get answers, right? Sometimes you have to make rolls. Typically, you tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you whether or not a roll is required. This does not require a roll. Because you could just count. There's 5 guards and then a lieutenant. But if they were hiding, there was more of them, there's a patrol, I might make you do a assess a situation roll.
Okay, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 looks like just soldiers.
And
there's a lieutenant there too.
Yep, 5.
Well, looks over at Lee. What we can do is we could always knock out one of those soldiers and have Lee kind of sneak over and just lead the prisoners away. Maybe using an excuse. Maybe they have to use the bathroom or something.
Or something.
Yeah. So you want to send Lee to try to trick one of them away.
No. I think Quinn is trying to say is they want to try to get one of the soldiers.
Okay.
Capture them.
Okay.
Replace them with Lee.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not to you. If you wait, a guy goes to the bathroom. It happens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
They're all holding
I'm
it
guessing,
till sunset.
I'm guessing
in their eyes.
the was it the firebender? If I remember their helmet, they have kind of that almost like that Viking nose guard thing.
Yeah, it has
they got
a
nose
nose guard
guards.
and it has
Yeah. So I'm guessing if Lee keeps their head down and don't say anything, they kind of just blend in for really briefly.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely sneak in as long as no one talks to you, for sure.
Yeah.
How with the person that we just kidnapped, could I fit into their clothes?
You might be able to also fit into their clothes. So someone goes to the bathroom. Yeah, so this is another situation. The book straight up says if there's very little chance that the attacked could do anything about it, we skip all rolls. So the guy goes to the bathroom. There's 4 of you. You beat the crap out of him. Take his clothes. We'll do the cartoon and he'll be ass up in his underwear, just tied up with birdies flying over his head.
I think that initially Lee starts to go out, and then I'm already taking the clothes off the guy because I demand to get sent out too. Her energy is reaching a peak at this point, and the fact that she wasn't part of this even initial stint, she's just put me in, coach. So she's immediately grabbing his stuff and is well, we have the extra uniform, so we should make use of it.
This is another good learning opportunity. Sometimes you guys do stuff that allows me to just kind of do a game master move. This is kind of a bigger one, but I feel like it's very fitting. I would like you to switch your balance towards control by 1 notch.
Okay.
It begins.
It begins, yes.
Oh my god. So my balance or the I know that. No, that's
Yeah,
to
your
reset
balance.
Your balance.
Yeah, your balance.
Okay.
Move your balance towards control, not the your
I have roll and
fallback
freedom.
point.
So
Yeah.
okay, so it'd be towards.
Oh, you have
roll?
roll and freedom. Oh.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong one. Oh, you have roll and freedom. Well, then probably roll. Yeah, roll. Move it towards
Okay.
roll. My bad.
Okay.
I just realized I had your names switched here.
That's okay.
That makes sense. You know, I roll and freedom makes a lot more sense for you than it did for Mei Ling's character, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Now
But
it
she
makes
is.
sense.
She will not go until like. Oh, where did? Oh, maybe my screen is off. She will not go until Quinn gives her the word. Like she's pulling the clothes off of him, but she's looking at him. Like she's been taught like you don't move unless an elder tells you to. So even though she's being as proactive as she can be, she's staring him down. Like
Unfortunately, I think he's dead. So I don't know where he went.
no.
Oh.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Real quick. Sorry.
That's okay. Basically, I was just saying that like she's been taught not to do anything unless an elder has approved it. And even though she doesn't like know you, she's like, I was told to listen to this guy, so I'm not going to jump out there until he gives the word. So she is like, literally like starting to change to this guy's clothes, but like staring you down, being like, give me the approval to go in with Lee because he's a fucking scrub.
Quinn just kind of stares blankly back at her, kind of looks back and forth, goes, oh. Well, hopefully the soldiers there can't really count too well, so as long as make it quick, brief, and just in and out, try to make not too much of a fuss.
Yep, quick and brief. I can do that. And she immediately like puts it on and then just like hops out and then like immediately assumes like, you know, a stance, like a very whatever stance would be normal here, but it's like a flip of a switch.
Quinn kind of looks at the fourth comrade and kind of just looks at them. They look back at him.
Yeah, she's staring at you with kind of a unsure look. She's a small girl with dark hair and bright blue eyes, and she just kind of gives you an unsure look, like she doesn't know about you. She has her arms kind of folded.
Quinn kind of just looks at her and goes, over, under, what do you think? Kind of odds?
She's gonna look surprised at this question, and then she's kind of gonna like look away from me because she didn't like it. But yeah, no, it's funny. The three prisoners. How do you take to being a prisoner? What's it feel like? Are you doing anything interesting?
So I feel like Ulami cannot help herself. Like, as the soldiers are setting up the tents, she's like trying so hard not to notice how inefficient they are being, and just like, if only they, you know, tilted the angle at this precise, they tilted the strut at this precise angle, we could maximize the space. They don't have to set up this tent. We can like put people in. And so I think like as soldiers are passing her, she's just sitting there, but she's like muttering under her breath. And then I think at one point when they start setting up her own tent, like they'll set up the struts and she'll just kind of like be tapping them out and, you know, just like reinforcing and just making things better. And also just kind of adding to her little stash of random stuff that she's collected and just kind of taking inventory of all of her things. But she also, I'm going to insert my own NPC if that's okay. There's this older man in the chain gang who is having trouble keeping up and walking. So like one of the things that Ulami's been working on is trying to make him a makeshift splint for his legs. So that way like he can keep up with us, but you know, it'll take pressure. It's almost like an exoskeleton for his lower half, but it's like very rudimentary, just to kind of like give him some extra support, because like the guards just love kicking out his cane from under him, and he's just this older man, so she's been working on this, and I think she just needs one more piece, and she finally found it on this latest forage, and so she's putting it together, and she kind of sidles up to him and is showing him how to put it on, and trying to be subtle about it because she knows that the guards will take it away or like do something. But yeah, that's kind of where I think
thank you very much, young lady. I appreciate it.
Of course. Now make sure that you keep this under your clothing. You need to make sure that they can't see any part of it because they will take it away.
It's not my first time wearing a secret prosthetic.
Oh, you'll have to tell me about that later when we get to the next town.
Tell you about what?
Oh, right. Secret.
Ah.
Okay. Ha ha ha. Yeah.
He looks, he kind of smiled a bit, but now he looks sad again.
Let me out! I'm just bouncing off the walls. I grab the iron bars of this carriage, and you see and kind of hear my skin sizzle as I let go, and my hands smoke, and I'm just screaming, raging, crying inside this carriage. It's so hot! I can't even sweat! And I'm just totally losing my shit.
One of the guards will absolutely not like this and will blast a fire blast into your cage. It singes your hair and stuff. It's mean. It's a mean thing to do, but he's like, "Shut up!"
What did I even do wrong? All I did was surf!
Waterbender scum? He'll shoot another fire bolt in there.
We are out in the open. I mean, except for duckweed. We're all
Duckweed's
on a chain
kind of
walking,
off to the side, but you guys can definitely see this occurrence. But the rest of you are kind of huddled together in a little area. There's like sticks that are like put in as like a makeshift fence. It wouldn't be too hard to like jump through the sticks, but it's just kind of more of a deterrent.
Oh, so we're fenced in. Is what's happening.
A very shitty fence, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Letty is just taking in his surroundings and just trying to, just trying to figure out what is going on because everything is very different and he's surrounded by lots of people that, he's kind of unfamiliar with, and it's a very different situation. But hearing this guard abusing somebody else, he just kind of meekly calls out, "Hey! That's not gonna help him."
And hearing that, because Ulami wanted to call out, but she was like, "I don't want to be the only one." Hearing that, she stands up too and is like, "Yeah, he's just a kid. Why are you doing this to him?"
Hey, all of you keep it down in there. Another guard will say. There's a large man in the fence with you guys. A larger man. He'll look at two of you and be like, "Don't give them any trouble."
What are they gonna do to us?
Probably burn us.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, it is. You're both very young. You should temper that youth a little bit. It'll help you live longer. He's probably in his 30s.
The aged elder.
So then Letty just sits down and he's working on his breath control, his breathing.
You'll
he's
see.
Just trying to regulate himself.
You'll see Captain Amber peek her head over the fence and look at all of you. And she gives you a stern look. And it's kind of unnerving. She's a very serious person. But then she goes over to the cage and is like, "What's going on here? Calm it down. Let the cage cool off a bit. Give him a minute. All right, kid."
Thank you. Yeah, it's not like I'm some master
Hey.
or anything. All I can do is surf on water.
I didn't
I'm just
ask
thirsty.
for anything. Just be quiet. She'll say, and like she's trying to placate you, but she's also still not the nicest either. Anaya, you and Lee have walked into the camp.
As she's like getting into character, she like adjusts the buttons and then goes, "Oh, look at that. I guess they were right." And steps past him. And if there's a flask of water on the like anywhere that's accessible, so I imagine that they're probably like, like they're at rest, so they are eating.
Yeah, you could find a water skin laying around.
Yeah, she's going to like grab it and like put it just like somewhere that's not noticeable, especially, and go up to whatever guard is by duckweed, because they have information, like enough information on these people to know generally like why they want to get to them. So she would be like, this kid is, at the very least, she would know that he's a waterbender.
You do know that he's a waterbender. Yeah, one of them called him a waterbending scum earlier.
Yeah. So she's gonna go up to the to the whatever officer is watching him, and like, without trying to bring any attention to like her face or like anything like that, because obviously it's like a small group of soldiers, she's going to like clear her voice, and go, "You've been relieved. You're obviously too emotional to be watching over him."
Okay, so this is going to be a roll.
Yeah. First roll.
So because what you're doing, so essentially, I'll reiterate, you're going to say what you want to do. You can kind of tell me what move you're trying to do if you want to, but for the most part, it's, I can kind of be like, it's going to be this. You are trying to trick this person.
Yeah.
It is going to be a trick roll, which is on your move sheet. You're going to be making a creativity roll.
Okay. And if things go wrong, I do have something for that.
Absolutely. And there is, so you guys haven't played on the channel before, there are dooms and boons that the viewers can bestow upon you. There is a floating one that somebody said for the first bad roll. So the first bad roll is going to get a little help.
Oh my god.
Thank you, kind stranger.
Do I hit the trick button, or do I hit creativity to roll it?
You hit trick. You did it right the first time, and the first one was a 9, which is a hit.
Okay.
Anything over a 7 or over means you hit. A 7 to 9 means there's a complication. But a 10 is like a perfect hit. A 10 and above is like you got some. So for trick, on a 7 to 9, you pick one. Okay, so you get to pick one of the following that you do to this person. You cause them to stumble. You get +1 forward to acting against them, which essentially means you put them off balance, and you get a +1 on your next roll against that NPC. Or they act foolishly. The GM tells you what additional opportunities they give you, or they overcommit. They are deceived for some time. So you get to pick which of those you would like to do.
I need him to be deceived for like a while. So I think that the overcommitting.
Absolutely.
So I almost want to act foolishly, but I think that he's emotional enough that maybe this is him acting foolish in itself.
That is a good pick. So it's as easy as that. You did the thing. You made your roll. And in this instance, the complication is mostly just that you only get to pick one. So, they overcommit. Yeah, it's about time. He's gonna walk off, and you can tell he's a bit of a hothead. But he's gonna go sit by the fire and start like cooling off, figuratively and literally. And you're sitting there by the cage with duckweed.
What is like? Is it like a slit that people have been talking in and out of him to?
Nah, it's like a circus tiger like carriage. So it's just like bars on like wagon wheels, and like you can see all the way in. He's very exposed in there.
So I look at him, like, and give him like the most disgusted look I can, and turn around because I'm like guarding him. But the water skin is like behind my back, and I want to like aim it so that I'm like pouring water into his setup while my arms are behind my back.
Yeah, that's good. You've already kind of like created this cover for you, so I'm not going to make you like trick again to do that. Yeah. So you see this guard like give you this look, and then start pouring water into your cell, but it looks like she's trying to do it secretly.
First, I'm just gonna start slurping the water off the floor, like ravenously getting water, and then it clicks, like, oh crap, I might be able to get out of here. And I don't know if I actually have to have like the skill or the move. I was trying to find this in the book before I asked you to do like water bending tricks, to do things.
So
that aren't attacks. Is that just a thing?
it's a
we
good
can sort of
question.
do
Water
reason?
bending or all bending, you just kind of can. If it's not anything too crazy, I'll be like, okay. Like, essentially, like, the book says it's completely up to your imagination, but when it reaches a certain point is when I start asking for rolls. But to do something like move water, stuff like that, probably not. But if you want to, like, pick the lock or, like, something like that, it would just be a roll that you used, you know, that your bending made possible, essentially.
So that's exactly what I'm going to ask to do. I'm going to see if I can blow the door off the side of this carriage with the water, just bring the water into one spot, compact it, and push the door off. And then as soon as I do that, I kind of want to just do a fog cloud and just let the water totally obscure this whole area.
So that's a pretty impressive display of water bending. So we're going to use another roll here. This is called Rely on Your Skills and Training. This is going to be a focus roll. And go ahead and click that for me and let me know how it goes.
Boom! It has
8.
been clicked. I have rolled an 8.
So you do it imperfectly, essentially. You smash. So very quickly, Souza, like you hear him drinking, then you hear him like, huh, and kind of stop, and then boom, the gate blasts off its hinges. No ifs, ands, or buts. And then psst, there's a mist in the area.
I'm like trying hard not to smile. Like she probably has like the visor down a little bit because she thinks that this is about to be the funniest thing in the world. Like she is eager at last for some action.
Is the fog thick enough that they can't see us in the fenced off area?
So the fog is kind of around where he is. It is close to you. You could easily get into the fog if you so chose. It's not a very widespread area.
Or would you say that all the guards in the area are probably distracted?
Oh,
by that?
everybody's looking that way, 100%. No one's looking
would
at
like-
you anymore.
Can I pick my chains? Can I pick the lock?
Yeah, absolutely.
On like the chain.
So you're a mechanical
Connect us.
master, a master of mechanics. These are rudimentary prison shackles. I'm not going to make you roll.
Okay.
You
Great.
can do it. 100%. So, Gary, I don't have a consequence for you. I'm going to instead, because of the situation and everything you experienced beforehand, you're going to mark a fatigue.
Okay.
For your
that's
complication.
totally fair. Not a problem. Let me find that. Oh, there
Between
it
the
is.
dehydration and the raw use of power, you're a little tired.
Yeah, I also burned my hands on the
Yeah.
on the iron rod, so I'll take it. No complaints.
And I also say when all this is happening, like camera pans back to, Beggar Quinn and the other comrade. He just kind of face palms, goes, "Part of don't make a fuss, don't they understand?" That's it. That's my commentary.
You will see, as you're picking these shackles, you start picking other people's shackles, I imagine.
Yeah, because I imagine if it's like a chain gang, usually it's like there's a chain linking all the foot shackles of the people walking in the gang. So I want to undo the chain that links us so we can just book it. Like,
There are 5 people that are chained together. You,
Mhm.
Letty, who's Kevin's character, a woman, a young woman with dark features, tan skin, dark hair, and then the large man I described earlier, and then the old man that you helped. They are the ones that are all chained up. Who are you going for next?
Probably the old man because I feel like we've been like partners.
You bonded, yeah.
That's why I wanted to help him. So I'm trying to undo his leg shackles and so he can test out the new bionics I just gave him.
Fair enough.
Okay.
You will pick his lock. The distraction is going on over there. So I'm going to have... Like, I kind of need to know what your next move is, Duckweed. Because you're kind of... They're looking at you. So what do you do after you escape?
That's a really good question. Once I'm obscured, I'm gonna need to get some more water, and I don't know that this soldier is a good guy yet.
Yeah, I'm like screaming at the other soldier because I imagine he's still not very far away yet because it's happened pretty fast. So I'm like screaming like, "You idiot! What did you do?" Blaming him already.
I'm gonna take the water out of your canteen when I get out, and I'm going to use it to start a fight, Jahan. That's the answer, really. I'm about to start a fight here.
Okay, so you're going to attack somebody. Who do you want to attack?
The one that she's yelling at. I'm going to take the water out of her canteen, throw it up, and then like surf it in the air over to this guy, and then crash down on him with water, and then spit water in his face.
This is just a soldier. They're pretty generic. That he doesn't even have a name, so he is what is lovingly referred to as a mook. He doesn't expect you to do that. There's no way he expects you to do that. That guy gets knocked out. Like, that's fair. We can fast forward that fight. If you had gone for like the captain, that'd be a different story.
Nah, so I surf this big arc of water, hit this dude in the chest with it, and he goes, "Boo," and he's down on his back. And then I pull the water back up around me and into my mouth, and then go and spit the water all over him while he's down. But now I'm just holding 2 balls of water ready to go.
Okay, now you're surrounded
by
people.
My style is not Tai Chi. Mine is more of the swamp style, the foggy swamp style, which is really static. So when I surf, it's just, I've got one hand forward, one hand up, and I surf it over, and then just blast into him. There's nothing pretty about it. There's no Tai Chi, no flow. I just crash into him with all the strength of a wave. Boom! And then pull the water back. It kind of flows up back into my hands and breaks apart into 2, and that's when I give it to him.
Mr. Kapow.
2 things. First thing, Gary, would you say like the power of a monsoon?
It switches a coursing river,
thing, yeah. Second thing is, I would actually at this point want to use my basic move of assess a situation, especially at Captain Ember.
Okay. Make the creativity roll, yeah.
I want to try to predict, maybe get in front of whatever she'll be doing that's gonna be harmful for us. So, creativity, right?
Yep.
Nope. I got 2.
That is a miss. So we'll
there
say
was a floating boon for the first bad.
Oh, there was a
roll,
floating boon for the first bad.
Yay!
Thank you,
Thank you.
Penguin.
That's true. That's the first. Go ahead. Just I haven't thought about how I want to use those yet, so go ahead and just re-roll it.
Okay.
Nice.
Fully.
Oh, okay.
So from a fail to a complete success, On a 10, you get to ask 2 questions. Which 2 questions would you like to ask?
Okay, let's see here. I'm looking up the basic moves thing.
So it's what here
It's
can
in
I
the-
use to blank? Or
It's in the
who
roll
are...
20 chat already.
It's also in the Roll20 chat, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You can just click them and it sends them there. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also have a PDF here too. I'm looking at. The
Nice.
first one is going to be what is my best way out/in/through? I'm guessing I'm going to be using my best way of getting us out of the situation. And my second question will be, you know what? I'm going to ask the second question after I hear the first answer to the first
Now, the
one.
best way to get out of this situation would be to sneak over to the backside of the fence and get them out into the woods while everyone's distracted.
Okay. And see, a second one will be what should I be on the lookout for?
I'd be on the lookout for Captain Ember, and also possibly this wild child that seems to be. You're kind of like watching him, like a person of your background. Like you see him, he's not a good bender. Like he has no technique, but he is powerful, and that probably catches your eye a little bit. But yeah, so essentially what that means, you get +1 ongoing. Ongoing means that for all rolls for the rest of the scene involving your answers to the questions, you get +1. So in helping them escape from the fence, you're going to get +1. Helping them escape, you're going to get +1 because you assess the situation.
Okay. My character goes, yeah. Looks over at their comrade. All right, let's try to get this over with, and kind of hobbles over to the front of the chain gang area, try to help them, try to do what they can to get this done.
Absolutely. Saf will help you. She'll just earthbend the fence open. It just kind of...
Well, that certainly makes things easier.
all of you can see this. So you're trying to free people, and I assume
What's Lee doing?
you want to free everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's Lee doing? He better be assisting.
Lee is standing there kind of confused, like, this wasn't the plan. He's, like, looking around. But he sees you look at him, so, like, if you want to make him do something, you can.
She's trying to give him the look of, like, we had no plan. Like, we did not get a very good elder this time around. But
Plan A
we
was
had to
plan B
improvise.
all along.
But she tries not to stare too long. Once that stuff opens up, is there anyone that's like she is basically debating between like putting on the show of trying to fight them because she doesn't want to like let on to them and when they escape, and trying to tell the others like where to go. Like she's caught between the two.
That's fair. Let me look at your character sheet real quick. Oh, freedom. Okay. I would say... Here, I'll give you this. So, it looks... The situations that you're seeing unfolding, they're all focused on the child that is free, the waterbender that is threatening them. He's in trouble. If you care for that at all, he is in legitimate danger. And you can see your elder and Saf helping the people out the back of the fence.
Okay.
And then you see Lee kind of heading that way and like giving you like a questioning look, like I'll go help them, I
I
guess.
start shaking no and then go like absolutely.
He'll stop.
And then whatever, like they have to have like a water source nearby. Like there has to be like something for this camp that they have to drink water out of.
So you're not wrong. The carriage is pulled by a horse. And there is a water trough nearby that they're like watering the horse. They kept it away from him deliberately. So it's like on the opposite side of the camp, but now that he's in the middle of the camp, it's not that far.
She wants to like give him some kind of like gesture to like scare the horse. Like so that the water may tip over and it's like more, but scare the horse. Horses are easy to scare.
I'll ask you this question. What's your relationship like with Lee? Are you guys
I
kind of
think-
close a little bit? Like friends?
You know what? I think yes, like in that way that's like they probably like they come from the same like situation. She fucks with him. So I think it's kind of like a little bit of like a rivalry thing, but not unkind. Like, she's not like a mean person. She's just
You have a
really
rapport.
aggro. Right.
Okay.
They have a rapport. I think that, and they have to trust each other for being on stuff. Like I think they're taught that they have to trust each other. To
He'll look at your familiar face and pick up what you're putting down. He'll look over at the horse, be like, he'll kind of smile mischievously, like, yeah, and he'll take his sword off and he'll slap the flat of the blade on the horse's ass.
Nice.
And the horse goes "Nyah!" and kicks the trough over. Gary, your feet are engulfed in water, and you get to check a box.
Ooh, I love boxes, bro.
Yeah.
But you just escaped from one.
Oh shit, that's a good point.
Metaphorical box.
Gary, love boxes. My character
Ah.
Duckweed does not love boxes. Yeah, I check boxes all the time, bro. That's what I do in my spare time. I just sit around fucking checking boxes.
Check.
I love it.
Sorry, I was looking for the.
It's like
Oh,
bubble
statuses.
wrap,
Here we go.
but
You
on
are favored. You get the positive status favored, Gary, because you are now surrounded by water.
I like that.
You're
I like
buoyed by circumstance. Choose an additional basic or master technique in the next exchange, even on a miss. So essentially, you are going to get to an aid in combat here.
Okay. I'm about
So most of the people are out of their chains, but I'm going to need Letty and Malin, whichever one of you. I feel like Letty, you haven't had an opportunity to roll, so this could be you. You need to help these people get out of here if you want to save
Yes.
everybody.
Yeah, so when the whole rigmarole happened, and the doors came busting off of this cage, that definitely broke his focus and grabbed his attention. So he's been watching everything go down, all of the Fire Nation guards, including the ones who are in disguise, like, all deal with this person who, like, now seeing this wildly erratic child who's causing all this ruckus is now surrounded by water. Letty is on his feet. He's like, okay, all right, no more Mr. like, quiet monk guy. I gotta get out of here. But he's chained, so all of the guards are focused on Duckweed, right? There's nobody.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
No one's
And then
checked on you
I'll
guys
looking
yet.
up-
It has not been very long though. It's been about 15 to 20 seconds since this started.
Yeah, I'm not saying like, oh, we've been left alone for hours.
Oh, yeah,
Definitely
I'm
not
just
the
making
rock
sure.
picking, but
Yeah.
yeah. So this I'm just trying to make sure I've got this scene here. So all these guards are focused on this person. Letty is now assessing what's around him, and the only thing he's noticing that's picking a lock, or that can pick a lock, is the person actively doing it, who's helping a tired old man with a prosthetic. So he's not going to get in the way of that. So if I use my special move, Feel the Flow, it's about assessing the way the opposition fights. But the opposition right now is a nebulous mass. So does that still apply, or is this like a very
Are you
one-on-one
talking about a
kind of thing?
technique?
Yeah, it's my special move, or special. Yeah, it's like it's the technique that comes with being a foundling.
Oh, let me look at your thing real quick.
Yeah, it's a fighting technique. So it says I take pause to feel the flow
I
of
see.
battle and study the way your opposition fights. I can also become favored, which sounds really cool. If my opposition shares a training with me, they do. If you know I learn their principle. So like I feel like that's what is like, it's the move I can make right now without, taking
So
5 people with me.
It is more of a fighting situation thing. So do you want to engage in combat?
Well, I can't pick a lock. I can't break a chain.
You might be able to break a chain.
I was about to say
I mean-
air slice. But do we know that you're an airbender?
No one knows I'm an. I don't think you guys know I'm an airbender now.
Okay. Okay, that was
But
going to be my...
I don't think like air and water. Earth and water. I get how they slice. Does air slice metal? That seems
It's iffy, but I mean,
a little advanced. Yeah. So I mean, if we were playing like D&D, I'd be like, I want to hold my action, and this is the thing. Like I'm.
Oh, if you want to sit and wait, that's fine. If you want
because
to,
it's not a fighting move. I'm evading and observing. So this is me just observing. That is a basic move or a battle move.
Don't even feel bad about
right?
it. It's a cinematic game, so don't feel like you have to combat action.
Well, I don't feel about it. I don't feel bad. I'm just trying to figure out how it fits in with all this.
Essentially what it would mean is that you're watching, so you do gain favored, which will come up if you choose to engage in combat in the future here.
Yeah, that's okay. Great, that's what I'm going for.
Okay, yeah. I was also trying to figure out what happened.
I do love the visuals of like chaos happening and Letty just like being very still and observing.
Yeah, everyone around him. Yeah, sorry, you're doing it. You go.
No, I was just saying that just like him being both very zen but probably freaked out because he's just like, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck. But at the same time, just like a young, scrawny boy while the other scrawny boy is going aggro. And it's like, do I be like him? Do I not? I kind of love that.
I picture chains rattling, everybody around him like trying to figure out how they can break the metal off of their legs, and this people picking locks, and then over here is a freaking horse is going insane, and Letty is just standing there like, just okay, all right, you know.
No, that's fair. I think maybe
anyway, I'm favored now.
I was gonna say, because like maybe if I like did a vibe check of like who needs to be let out of these chains next, after my best friend
you are
Iron
able
Man
to get him
here.
out, so he is free now.
Okay, so I'm like, put those legs to use, go go go, and I try and encourage him to run, and I think I look over and I see Letty just kind of like staring off into the middle distance, and I'm like, I'm gonna do you next. So I'm gonna come over and be like, it's gonna be okay. I just need like 2 minutes. Okay? Are you okay?
I'm okay. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Now, when these chains come off, you need to run as fast as you can. Do you think you can do that?
I can run fast.
Oh, good. Okay. So I'm like working at the chain, and finally get it off. I'm like, go.
And okay, then he runs, I guess. No, he doesn't. He starts to run, and he comes back, and he's fighting with himself, and he's like, and he comes back to you and says, how can I help? And like looking at your instruments, and because there's all these other people still chained up.
Yeah, and I'm like, I like give you a scrap of metal, and I'm just like, just stick it in there and wiggle it around and just hope. And so she's not a very good teacher. She's an engineer. Sometimes they aren't great teachers. So she's it literally looks like she's just taking these scraps of metals and like sticking it in and just like wiggling it around. And so I'm gonna work on the boulder, because I kind of figure if the guards start looking at us having the big guy free,
the boulder appreciates it.
So I'm gonna work on him, and then you can work on the woman who's with us.
Right.
We're just
That's
going.
what I'll do.
Absolutely. You're going to
like a mortar and pestle, just.
So cram it in the cram hole.
Cram it in the cram hole. The mechanic does not need to roll for this. It's very easy for you. But Letty, you don't know what you're doing, so you have to make a.
Oh boy.
Rely on your skills and training, I guess. Roll.
Oh, okay. But I don't have skills and training in this. I don't think that's actually how that works.
I don't
help?
know.
Am I just helping?
You are kind of helping, but make a focus check.
Okay, yeah, let's do. Oh boy,
Or could it be a
Here we
push
go.
your luck?
it's a
It
miss.
could be a push your luck.
It would be. Yes, it would be push my luck.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess you're right.
As you are trying to free this woman, you hear snap as the piece of metal breaks off in the lock. She kind of looks at you like, right then, right there, as the enemies are about to fight this waterbender. You guys are trying to escape. That is where. Hey Kevin, what if I told you just got burned and that you can re-roll that?
Oh.
Okay.
You can push your luck.
After it goes click, snap.
Okay. I discreetly siphon the piece of metal that's in the lock out of it, vacuum it out, and then I take the other end of the thing I was fidgeting in, and with more focus,
That's what it was.
I don't cram it in there and roll it around. I slow down and try to listen for it and really take my time with it. It's still rolling with focus, and it's a hit.
It's a hit. So pop.
Yeah.
You do free her from her confines. Everyone's free now. Everyone gets up. The combat looks inevitable here, but before we get to it, it is 9:30, so that means we're gonna take our break here. Hey everybody, thank you for watching Fresh Out the Box. We will be back in a loose 7 or something. We'll get back. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you soon.
Trash out the box!
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Fresh Out the Box. Continues to play Avatar Legends from Magpie Games. I'm still Jahan, and I'm still the Game Master.
It's me, Casualty CDG. I'm still the co-host, and this is still the second part of Session 1.
I'm still Anaya, and today my character's name is Souza, but not always.
I'm Kevin Allen. My character is Letty. He is very still. I've got tea now because we're playing Avatar, and it's in a black mug. Because happy Friday the 13th, everyone. Cheers.
And I'm sometimes Mr. Kapow, other times I'm Michael Pow, and I think I'm Bigger Quinn.
Hi, I'm still Mei Ling, and I believe I'm still playing the engineer. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, I'm picking locks.
Absolutely. So you guys are all still in this prisoner camp. Everyone's free now. Everybody is out of their handcuffs. You did it pretty well, so I'm happy about that. Combat, I'm gonna go ahead and throw around at you, Gary. You're the one that's in combat. We're gonna show. It works very differently from a lot of games. This is going to be, what do they call it? An exchange. We're gonna have an exchange. Essentially, you're going to pick one of three things right now. Do you want to defend and maneuver, advance and attack, or evade and observe? Those are your three choices, and each of those three choices have a set of things you can do after you roll them. But you're going to choose those, and I'm going to choose all the ones for these people, which I devised a way to do it really easily.
I have a combat technique that says defend and maneuver underneath it. Is that what I'm looking for? Is that the thing? Is that the guy?
Yeah.
Perfect. It's flow is water. It gets a little water bending.
Oh, you can do that when you defend and maneuver. Yeah, that's what it means.
Yes.
So
Click
this is a
defend and maneuver
basic.
first?
This is a basic combat technique. Yeah, you have to do it first. So you're gonna roll with. You said defend and maneuver. You're gonna roll with focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gary, just so you're clear, you get to pick either that you would like to defend and maneuver, that you would like to advance and attack, or that you would like to evade and observe. Like you have to. That's right. That's
Yeah,
how
he
you
has to
start
pick one
this
of those
thing.
three. That's how we
Okay.
start. Yeah,
And then you'll get more specific as you.
and then
go.
you get more specific after this state.
Let's start with defend and maneuver. And do I click ready, retaliate, or seize a position?
Which one do you want to do?
Probably seize a position.
Okay, go ahead and click it. Let's see what happens. Oh no, that just shows it. I think you click the defend and maneuver.
No. What about the little arrow?
Above. It's above. Oh no! I've rolled a 6.
Oh,
I've rolled a miss.
no. All right, so you miss. All of them also defended and maneuvered because that's what I rolled for them. I came up with a way to randomize what they do in case I'm not sure.
Well, that's how he missed. Nobody attacked him. He
Yeah,
just went like that for no reason.
attacked them.
they're all staring at each other like.
Wow, now.
What do we do?
On a miss, you
What do we do now?
stumble, but you can shift your balance away from your center to use one basic technique. So essentially, you fail to do like anything really, but if you want to use a basic technique, you can shift away from your center with your balance.
I will shift towards survival because I feel like this is a survival moment. I think that totally tracks. So I'll go ahead and shift my survival one, and then does that mean now I do the combat technique?
Yeah, now you got to do the combat technique. Which one? You want to seize a position?
Yes, but I have one that's a water bending technique still. The flow is water.
You get to okay, so because you did this, you get to use a basic technique. But I think because you're empowered, or not empowered, favored, you get to choose an additional basic or mastered technique in the next exchange. So so now you can use one of your other techniques too, because they spilt the water on you earlier.
Cool. So this is a mastered technique, so that's why I can use it, or try to use it. I can use jet water to propel around obstacles, mark 1 fatigue to move to a new location. I will engage with an enemy, and they will be impaired. So the way I'm going to do this, the way I'm going to flavor it, is more like a Sub-Zero type of move. I'm going to fall backwards, splash into the water, and as soon as I splash down, I'm going to pop up behind somebody instantly that's like 30 feet away from this same pool of water now that's gushing, and just blast them in the back of the head with my arm. For the impairment.
And you can also, for the record, you can also disengage with this one and impair them. Just, I'm throwing that out there. It says engage or disengage. So you can also you can use it to initiate combat and to escape.
Yes, in my mind's eye, these people aren't like right on me, right? They're not in melee range yet. There was the one that I just
they're kind of circling you, yeah.
Spit in his face. So yeah, this is how I'll sort of just reposition. Instead of them being circling me, I'll get behind one this way, reposition to a better spot.
Alrighty, they are all doing this. They're all defending and maneuvering, so they're all going to essentially engage with you. Any foe engaged with you can mark 1 fatigue to block this technique. So, all 4 of the remaining regular guards move in on you. They're gonna... So, you can choose to mark... They're gonna try to, like, push your water away from you to make you lose your favored. Because seasoned position can help you get rid of a negative status or danger. They're gonna kind of try to, like, burn the water away from you. You can mark a fatigue to stop them from doing that.
No. You know what? I'll let them shoot the water as long as they're not shooting
Yeah, they get rid of your advantage, so you are no longer favored. Fair enough. You lose favored. That's what they did to you. Ember is sort of off behind them watching. She hasn't acted yet. But that was it. That was a whole exchange. Technically, combat is over until the next exchange. So, like, it doesn't stay. We don't stay in initiative order. There is no initiative order. Everything happens simultaneously.
Okay.
And for the record, be ready for what the enemies do to slightly change from what just happened, because I wasn't positive. But I'm gonna watch the videos this weekend to make sure that I nail it home. After that, we're going to pop on over. So pretty much everyone else, well, not everyone else. Actually, I need to know what you're doing. Souza.
So I think the ideal for her would be to, like, get everyone out without her having to fight, because then that would immediately say, like, there's been an intervention here rather than it was a guard fuck up. That just went horribly awry. So she is... this is where, like, she's, like, young and, like, starts to look towards Quinn to be like you need to make a call. As much as she doesn't, like, I think she's being like primed to, like, be basically in charge of like the group of kids that she's a part of. She feels like she needs to refer back to Quinn, so she's gonna, like, look at him for a second. And, like, await orders, like, it's some kind of nod.
That's fair. So essentially, we'll just put you into the scene with everybody now. I was just unsure if you're going to join combat or not. So, we'll join the main group. Everybody's together now. All of you are able to interact as one scene now. Let me know what you're doing. To recap, everyone's out of their chains. Sapphire opened the walls. You guys are free to escape into the woods now. Quinn, Lee are in there with you guys, and then Souza is watching, looking, trying to figure out what to do next. You're muted, Mr.
You're muted.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Actually,
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, when I hear the click of the last chain being dropped, I kind of looked at everyone. I was like, well, this was fun. And I just take off running into the woods because this is the only time that, like, I knew something was going to happen with the weird waterbending child. But I think Ulami gets a couple of steps and then she realizes that that kid's going to get flambéed, basically. And too many people have died on her watch. So she's going to turn around kind of at the edge of it and I guess pick up a rock and try and throw it at a guard because like she doesn't have like a gun or anything at this point, and she doesn't have time to make a device. So yeah, she's gonna just pick up a rock, but I would like to kind of hold the rock and hold kind of like an action because I have a thing where like I have like perfect aim or pinpoint aim. If I take the time to line up a perfect shot, I become prepared. So then in the next exchange, if I advance or attack, I roll with focus or passion. And then if I use a strike, I don't have to mark fatigue to choose what I inflict.
Okay, so that's a combat technique?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you pick up a rock and you're ready to join the next exchange. That's fair.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of like stealing, like bolstering myself to be like, I'm a university student. I am not a fighter, but I will not let this child die.
A university student with a brick can change some shit.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Alrighty. In that case, all right. So you are shifting to this other scene essentially. So I'm gonna keep on this one currently. Letty.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Mm-hmm. All right, so Letty has been like assessing everything. All the people are free, so now he's just watching these fire bending guards try to capture the last person who's not free yet. So their technique hasn't been a whole heck of a lot other than just burn the puddle, right?
Yeah, they got rid of his water. That was the move one.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I wasn't paying enough attention to know if Duckweed has been spotted after popping up behind.
Oh yeah, they're all looking at him. Yeah.
They're all looking at him. Okay.
He's the center of attention. It's very fun.
Yeah, so they're not gonna see me coming then.
No, not at all.
Okay.
You want to join the next exchange, essentially.
I think I want to join the next exchange because
Alright.
I feel, it's either that or distract them. But I feel like if I distract them, Duckweed's not going to get away. Like, he's not going to choose to leave. He's just going to... Am I wrong? No, I don't know. You can't tell me that. So...
No, I like this decision for you.
Yeah, let's... Oh, God.
Yeah,
all right, let's go for it.
You line up for the next exchange. Mr. Kapow, what are you doing? You see these people ready to fight.
Okay, I'm gonna say that I don't think, even though Gregor Quinn was put on this team to be put on this mission, they weren't exactly put in charge, so they're a little confused as well right now. So they're looking at Anaya, what's your character's name again? The new
Souza.
characters they're used to name Souza.
This is the one that's not her real name. This is her fake identity. That's not her real name. This is her fake identity that she would have told you was her name today.
Oh, okay.
She used like a different one every day.
Oh, okay. Quinn looks at Souza, goes, and then looks at Lee and the unnamed compatriot.
Saf.
Saf.
Yeah. Saf. Okay, Saf. Just looks at them and goes, grab whoever you can, take them to the safe house. And let's see. Quinn is going to be especially looking at Captain Ember because soldiers, he knows that the team could take care of easy, but they're a little worried about Captain Ember, so they're gonna. Let's see. I think I have an ability here I can actually use. It's a combat technique called Patience.
So do you want to join the next exchange as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So they're holding to use Patience on Captain Ember, basically.
Okay. So, as Souza is like looking at all of this, she's going to try to run out, like as if she's pursuing the other captives, like out the door. And if she makes it out, she's going to immediately pull the old guy and the woman down, and then grab and then look at Beggar Kun, and go switch clothes with us right now, because she's still trying to think like we need to fight, but we need to keep it, and we need to go in and look like we are escapees. So she's going to try to get Quinn and the old man to switch clothes. If he agrees to it, she's going to try to get the woman to give up her stuff.
Let me just add this. Remember, Beggar Quinn is literally wearing rags, so he actually looks like he's part of the picture. So,
like, sorry to that old man. But she's going to try to come in to look like one of the captives.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can switch clothes with the woman. She'll fit what you're fitting, to get her to sort of, be in a disguise, and you also in a disguise. So you're going to switch so that you want it to look like there was a mishap still. That's your plan.
Her main goal is that she doesn't want them to know that there was another group acting here. Yeah. She wants to keep it like there was a horrible fuck up that happened and it's someone else's fault.
Absolutely. So you switch clothes, and you try to get essentially the weakest in your eyes members of the people out. Absolutely. That's a good thing to do. So we're going to go ahead and start our exchange. This is the way it works with more people. So I still pick what all the PCs do. Or the NPCs, sorry. The rules are, since Gary, you did an exchange in the last one, you can't use the same technique again, so you can't use defend and maneuver, you have to pick one of the other two. Same goes for the people on the enemy side, so they can't do it either. All of you who are in this exchange are going to pick a basic technique. Defend and maneuver, advance and attack, or evade and observe. You can communicate with each other out loud about which one you're taking, about kind of what you're thinking. I do not tell you what I'm doing, and then we go from there.
I know I want to take on Captain Ember. As soon as she does something, I'm going to try to basically counter that with Patience.
First, you got to pick defend and maneuver, advance and attack, or evade and observe.
It's evade and observe.
Okay.
I am advancing and attacking, and I'm focusing on the group of guards.
Souza's trained as a defensive fighter primarily, because that's just like her entire MO, to protect people and things. So she's gonna try to do that first.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw my rock.
So
I'm advance and attack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Kevin.
Oh, I'm advancing and attacking.
Okay. And
focusing
Gary
on the group.
I'm also going to advance and attack.
Alrighty.
We're done sitting around.
Seems like it.
I'm here to stretch my legs now.
Right?
Alright. Okay, so three of them move in to also attack. You guys all kind of coalesce in this big group. One of them stays back and like is seeing where to strike. They're observing or evading. So we'll start with Gary. You've already done this, so let's go ahead and start with you. Go ahead and make your advance and attack roll with passion.
Advance and attack roll. Full hit.
Full
with
hit!
a 13.
Nice.
Which one do you want to
All the
do?
way. I want to smash.
Okay, mark 1 fatigue to destroy or destabilize something in the environment, possibly inflicting or overcoming a fictionally appropriate positive or negative status. Okay.
So I marked my fatigue already. I want to shove the rest of the water that's around here into the hot cart and make it like a pressure cooker and just blow up the cart and just send shrapnel all over the place.
Ooh, okay, so you rolled really well. So what that actually means is instead of choosing just from those abilities that you just described, you can mark 1 fatigue to use a learned technique. You can use 1 practice technique, or you can use 2 different basic or mastered techniques. So you can still do what you just said, plus another basic technique.
Basic technique. Okay.
Or you can,
I was gonna
or a
say-
mastered technique.
I don't want to use the mastered techniques right now because I'm burning through fatigue. I will also pressure under the advance and attack tree. Impress or intimidate a foe. Choose an approach. Your foe cannot choose that approach in the next exchange.
Okay. Which one do you want them to stop them from being able to do?
I am going to stop one of the guys from advancing and attacking next turn.
Okay.
Just with this impressive feat.
You'll
I
see
would-
the guy that's watching and waiting for his opportunity to attack, and you'll stop him from being able to attack next turn.
So as I fill this cart with water, I throw the door back, fill it with water, and it bubbles up. Boom! And the cart bursts, sending metal all over the place. And I want to say a door hits the guy. Boom! And that's part of the move of why he doesn't get to attack next turn.
That's fair. You do mark 1 fatigue to do smash, and then
Yes,
you're
I
going
did
to
mark fatigue.
inflict the negative status. Stunned on this guy. He's going to be stunned. So that means he's caught off guard and can't act or respond for a few seconds until he steadies himself. I'm just going to take his whole ass turn.
Perfect. That's even better than blocking one ability. I'll block them all.
Yeah. He's stunned. Absolutely. So the next person to go, we'll go with Souza. You're attacking and advancing as well.
No, she's defending.
Oh, you're defending. My bad. I
Mhm.
don't know why I put.
No, it's okay. Okay. Yes. That was Was me?
Oh, you're just
Yes,
clicking this
I got
stuff.
full.
Oh, that's Gary clicking all that.
No, she,
I got a full
Yeah,
hit.
she hit the roll, and then I clicked the different things that defended.
Okay,
the
I
roll.
was confused. I was like, what's going on? All right,
Yeah.
so you got a full hit too. That's really good. That means, once again, you get to choose one from this list. You can mark a fatigue to use a learned technique. You can use 1 practiced technique, or you can use 2 different basic or mastered techniques. So you can use 2 from the list of ready, retaliate, and seize position, or any one of those and any master technique you know, or 2 master techniques.
Okay. Oh, so many options.
A lot of options. Yeah.
Alright.
Well, you
If
roll.
I-
It's because
if-
you rolled so well.
Okay, so I have a move that's called. No, this is gonna make things so much more complicated for me. I can't do that right now, as cool as it is. So if I use a practice move, and then what's the second move I can do after that?
If you use a practice move, that's it. You use a practice technique, and that's your thing that you do this time. Or you
And if I
can
use
use a
master
basic
technique-
and a mastered.
Okay. So I'm going to use Wall of Perfection.
Okay.
So create a. So she grabs, looks around, She like dropped the sword that she had on that costume, so she grabs that and probably like she's not going to use her preferred weapons as back with her gear, but she's going to use like the hilt, like the scabbard that they probably use. It's probably pretty hard. And it says, create a perfect wall of defense around yourself and any allies directly next to you. Mark 1 fatigue to block a single attack towards the wall or keep an enemy at bay who tries to penetrate the wall. So if anyone tries it, I'm going to negate one of their attacks.
Which allies do you want to be adjacent to? Who are you protecting?
So all of the like NPCs are out, right? Like all of the weaker people are gone.
All the weaker people are gone. Some of them stayed. One of them stayed to help fight Shep. Picked up a cudgel and is ready to fight. But the woman and the old man are in the woods.
Okay, so I don't know. Well, I know that Letty is an airbender. So I'm probably going to. Actually, our main guy is like right there. Is there a way that I can move myself to?
You do not
protect...
know that Letty is an airbender.
Well, would that be part of our info? Well, that's up to you. If that would be in our. I don't know what kind of info they got on everybody.
Oh, the dossier from earlier? No, the only thing in the dossier was that Mei Ling's character is an
that was
engineer.
okay. No. My bad. I thought that I had killed everybody. That's my bad.
No, the airbender is going to be surprised. It's going to be fun.
Okay, cool. So in that case, I think you're just some guy. So I'm going to protect Letty, and I'm going to protect sorry, I forgot her name suddenly. Ulami, thank you. Because you're why we're here.
Fair.
And then my second move, I get a basic move. I want to try to establish an advantageous position, and any foe engaged with me can mark 1 fatigue to block this technique. But basically, like I want to confuse the guards because now they have their attention split, and I want to be like distracting, so that they have to split their attention between like me and Duckweed.
So essentially what's going to happen is you start to try to do that, and one of them is going to like fight you back. He's going to mark a fatigue. And you're going to kind of cross swords with him a bit. He keeps you from moving, but it essentially does damage to him. By doing that. So it's a good thing, for sure.
Cool.
And then we're going to move to... Mei Ling, what's your character's name again?
Ulami.
Lami.
Ulami.
Ulami. Okay, the mic cut out on the ooh, and okay. Yeah. Ulami.
No,
you're advancing and attacking, right?
I am. We're gonna put those little engineer muscles to the test here. Advance and attack. Oh yeah, I got a hit.
You got a hit. This is a hit with a complication, but it's fine. So you get to use one basic or mastered technique. So you can use from your mastered, or you get to pick from strike, pressure, or smash.
So I am going to do strike because I did the pinpoint aim. Actually, I wanted to do that before the exchange, so I guess I actually didn't because that's a defend and maneuver, right?
Yeah, it's a defensive maneuver.
Okay, so I would have had to do that first then. Okay, so I would like to I have here jerry rig as a learned technique. Am I able to do that, or can I only do mastered techniques?
Right now, because of what you rolled, you can do basic or mastered.
Okay, so I don't have any mastered in that. So I'm gonna just try and throw this rock at the nearest guard.
Absolutely, you do strike, and so that's what that's gonna do. It's gonna force them to either mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift their balance away from center. Their choice. You can mark a fatigue to instead choose to really hammer them with your blow, forcing them to mark 2 fatigue or strike where they are weak to inflict a condition.
And I assume once we fill in all the fatigue, or they fill in all their fatigue, then they're down.
They go down,
right?
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have him mark 2 fatigue.
Okay.
Because I just really want to like smash him in the back of the head.
Absolutely. So, the one that you see, the one keeping Souza at bay, and he's working. His guard is down because he's engaged with her. You nail him in the side of the head, forcing him to take 2 fatigue, which puts him at his fatigue limit. He gets knocked out. Boom! He goes down. You didn't know you had it in you. You also mark a fatigue.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I like
Yeah.
look at you for a second, just like where.
Honestly, you look over at Ulami and she's just like, like,
The sickening crunch is heat. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't die. He just went down.
nice.
No, that was awesome. All right, cool. This is working. I'm enjoying this. Kevin, I wrote you down twice. I don't know why.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Over here.
It's all good.
Well, you get to attack in advance, so let's go ahead and do that.
All right. I'm too excited for this, so I'm forgoing the technology and I'm busting out the dice and the cards. I'm all in.
Go.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Ooh.
Okay, so I am going to go for an advanced attack. Oh, they're sealed. Okay.
I believe in you.
Yo, I got them open. I'm advancing and attacking. So I need to like roll to see if that even works before I can decide how to do it, correct?
Yeah, you guys roll first.
Okay. All right.
I do enjoy that your cards are
yes.
not ready because you wanted the dramatic reveal.
Bro. He's
I-
so excited.
He's
It's
so
like-
I've been
excited. I
waiting
love it.
so long to use this stuff.
Oh, I'm so
I'm
happy.
excited watching you. This is my
Thank you.
a highlight of my week.
It's
That one's fine.
Christmas.
Okay, I rolled a 5, and the thing is, there's 2 things. One, I don't know what plus or minus ones I get because I'm not sure what I'm
You
rolling
add
with,
your
but
passion.
I add my passion. Okay, so then I rolled a 6, which is not enough.
Miss.
But the good news is I'm favored. So I think because I'm favored, according to this here book, I have all the things. I'm buoyed by circumstance. I choose an additional basic or master technique in the next exchange, even on a miss.
Yeah, you still get to do because you're favored because you were watching their movements earlier.
Yes.
You can use a basic or mastered technique.
Great. The dice roll was just ceremonial. So I am going to go at them with my spiral flare kick.
Ooh.
And the clump that didn't get taken down by the door, the ones that didn't get taken down by, the fine women protecting me, I'm going for the clump in the middle. It's a firebending move, so yeah, they're gonna see this coming. The group must mark 4 fatigue or take 2 conditions, their choice.
Absolutely.
But
So
I leap. Yeah.
So yeah,
I leap
you get to
over,
choose. So they are. I'm not using them as a group. They are individuals. So you can hit 2 of them for 2, essentially.
Great. Yeah.
That's really
I
good.
leap
I like
over Souza and Sho, and I just come rolling down on top of these guys.
You guys watch Lady just boom boom. You mark a fatigue, and also you still had a miss.
Oh, yeah.
And for that, I'll let you choose. Do you want a negative status effect or to mark an additional fatigue?
I will take a condition, right? Or no, status. A negative status. They're so small.
Oh no, it's going to be a condition.
I
Conditions
love
are different.
I love things in my hands. Oh, it's a condition. Then yeah, I'm gonna take. Oh dear. These are all
It's
terrible.
our first
choices.
condition of the game. If you take.
I know. Yeah.
Da.
Well, I'm not. I don't know if troubled is the right one. All right, afraid, because this is my first real fight that I'm diving in on.
Okay, so you are afraid. You take -2 to intimidate and call someone out.
Okay.
And that condition stays until you resolve the emotional issues that come with being afraid. It's not a just regular clear. You actually have to like go to like therapy.
I should have just chose be tired more.
No, I love it. So you leap over, but now like you look around and you're in a fight and you become frightened. Very cool. Very cool. So after, I didn't really lay this out before. So the way that you resolve the basic techniques, which everyone picks them, you're supposed to start with defend and maneuver. So Anaya should have gone first. Whoops. And then all the advance and attack. And now the people that invaded and observed. So Mr. Kapow, it is your turn.
All right.
You get to clear 1 fatigue if you have any, and roll with creativity or harmony, your choice.
All right. Let's see. I will roll with harmony. I don't have any fatigue, so here. 6.
6 is a
right, or did I
miss.
do it wrong?
No, you did it right. Right on. Not a problem at all. All par for the course. So, on a miss, you stumble, but you can shift your balance away from center to use a basic. So either nothing happens and you don't get to use another move, or you can shift your balance away from your center to get to do a basic move, essentially.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shift my center then.
Okay.
I'm gonna move it towards experience. Wait, do I mark the dot, or do I mark the?
You mark the
little
dot, yeah.
symbol thingy. Okay.
You just click the little dot. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. I will be using patience. So you wait until the perfect moment to act, mark 1 fatigue to gain prepared, and use an advance and attack technique, paying all its costs as normal. And I could also mark another fatigue to allow a companion engaged with the same foe to use an advanced technique. Actually, no, I don't think I'm going to use patience then. I think I'm just going to use...
You can only use a basic one now anyways, because you missed.
Oh, basic? Okay.
So test, balance, bolster, or hinder, or commit.
I will use hinder. I'm going to impede a nearby character, inflicting an appropriate status.
Okay.
So
your
I would
choices
be,
are 2 of them just got snap kicked in the face. 1 of them is unconscious. There is a 4th one. Oh yeah, he got hit by a door and is stunned, missing his next turn completely. And then Ember, she is not in the battle. She's on the side. She looks like she's thinking.
Would I be able to hinder her, actually?
You can.
Like, even if it's a delayed hinder, as soon as she acts, it's hindered.
You can inflict an appropriate status on her. So I'll give her... I feel like impaired is the best. Yeah, impaired.
She's so stunned by the stupidity of her crew that she's impaired.
Yeah,
How
something like
did
that.
this
Yeah, she's kind of blown away. This, like, it's been 30, maybe 40 seconds, and all hell is broken loose. It's probably okay. It's probably been a full minute by now, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, so now the exchange. Oh yeah, they have to go.
It's all because Anaya spilled a drink. If you wouldn't have spilled a drink, none of this would have happened.
I knew you were a waterbender.
No,
We're always
don't
gonna
get me
fight.
wrong. I'm glad this all happened. Don't get me wrong at all. But this just goes to show you what one spilled drink could cause.
So only 2 of them
No
were
use trying over spilled milk.
only 2 of them were still up. They probably should have gone before Mr. Kapow, but you know it's fine. One of them is going to strike at Malin. So you
can
have that
I-
wall thing going on.
Mhm.
How does that work?
Mark 1 fatigue to block a single attack towards the wall, or keep an enemy at bay who tries to penetrate the wall.
Do you want to mark a fatigue?
So, yeah. So as soon as they try to, like, I'm gonna use the hilt of the weapon to like knock his weapon low.
Yeah, a spear comes in towards you, Mei-Ling, and shing! You see a sword come down and block it. Which is pretty badass, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking cool. Alright, so that guy did that. The other one is going to... He's going to make a move on... Well, you're right there too, Letty. So let's go ahead and touch you a little bit. He's going to just go, ha! He's going to hit you with the back of his spear. He strikes you, so you are going to mark a fatigue.
Oh, dang.
Or, wait, actually, I think you might get to choose. Yeah, so either... Oh, okay, you either mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift your balance away from center.
I'm going to shift my balance.
It's a fair choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've already got fatigue and condition. I want to...
So in my mind, because you're an airbender shifting your balance, he swings at you, and you sort of just get out of the way. You literally shift your balance. Absolutely. That is the end of the exchange. You look around the field. 2 of them are down. 2 of them are hurt. Ember, she looks. You'll see her. She's going to. Yeah, she's going to. You'll see her go like this, and like
Oh god.
put her hands up, and the bonfire that you guys have been next to this whole time, it's not a huge bonfire or anything, but it's gonna go, and there's just gonna be soot in the air,
Great.
and she's going to flee.
Oh, she's a snitch.
Oh, that's unexpected.
Now, once all of you were free, I debated whether or not they would all like run because you kind of outnumber them.
And also, like, we're surprisingly capable.
She watched your capabilities. She's like, oh shit, like this is real. So she flees into the woods. You don't see exactly where she went because of the flash, but she is impaired. So if you wanted to pursue her, perhaps you could. But now there's no initiative anymore. We're not in combat. The other 2 that are still standing are kind of like thinking about running too. Like so it's up to you as a group, essentially, what your next move is here.
I'm like staring after Ember and then looking at poor Quinn, because it's definitely like this poor like communication issue where like Quinn is like, no one told me that I was in charge, and child soldier has been taught like you listen to whatever elder is around you because they should know how to direct you. So she is like looking at Ember and again looking at Quinn, and then just goes like still like on guard, just goes, we should go after her, like in a very like leading way, like.
And that's where I think Ulami would turn, because realizing that besides the big guy, and Quinn, I'm probably the oldest person here. Cause like the rest of you guys are teenagers and
Yeah, everyone's a teenager except for Mr.
crazy
Kapow.
feral child.
Yeah.
So I would turn to Souza and definitely just kind of be like, no, that this is our chance. If we go after her, we might get recaptured. We need to go.
She's like holding up the weapons and like still breathing hard, and then just like
If it makes you feel better, you could tie up these two.
I'm gonna slowly rise up from like a puddle in between those two guards, and then put my arms around their waists and go, "Oh man, is that your boss running away? Oh, that's a tough break, guys. It means you're here all alone with us now. What are you gonna do?"
They'll look at you, look at each other, and they're gonna Scooby Doo it into the woods. Yeah, absolutely. They didn't need
before
much
that happens,
provocation.
Before that happens, I'm gonna say Quinn just looks over at Souza and goes, "Let her go," and then when Duckweed does his little surprise with the soldiers, Quinn just looks at the soldiers and goes, just kind of goes, "Let's go." Oh.
Yeah, they skedaddle. They'll run away. They don't need any prompting really. They're happy to not be murdered.
So like sucks her teeth and like chucks the weapon and probably makes one of them trip by mistake. Just, like as they're running, just like.
Come on, man, we gotta go.
So
I
good.
could see the other guy trying to pull his friend up, you know, and they both trip. They're just stumbling over each other on the way into the woods.
Quinn going to pull out that little piece of photo paper he got when he got contacted for this mission. Kind of unfolds it and goes, "All right, so let's see, Ulami." Kind of pointing at a character. Yeah, Ulami.
No, what? How do you know my name? Who sent you?
And kind of, turns the paper around. It's actually a picture of your character with the name under it. It's you, right?
That's a very good likeness. Yes.
It makes you look totally kawaii. Like
Of course.
it's got like big eyes and they're all sparkly. It was drawn by an anime artist. Yeah, it's fantastic.
So, she's kind of slowly backing away from Quinn, just being like, "Who sent you?" And like trying to reach down to like the chain, just to be like, to defend herself. But who sent you?
Who were we sent by, actually?
By a secret
I don't know who you were
organization.
sent by. I have my people. I don't know who's.
No, I mean out of character. Who were we sent by, actually?
You were sent by the secret spying network that you're a part of.
Is there like a name we could use, like a name drop or anything like that, or are we just making things up?
No,
also
it's a
probably-
secret.
We also, at least on my end, like there's no way she would say the name, even to be like, there's no way she would say the name on her end.
I mean, essentially, it's like a splinter off of like White Lotus kind of style stuff, but it's,
Oh, okay. Quinn's gonna basically. Oh, we were here to, rescue you basically, and it was supposed to be kind of a quieter operation, but
She's frowning
yeah,
so
it
hard.
didn't really pan out that way. Looking at Souza.
She starts frowning, but doesn't. You could tell she's like wanting to say something immediately, wanting to argue immediately, and like Lee and Saf, who probably know her fairly well, are probably just like looking at her, getting ready to pop off, and then she just like forces herself to relax and starts storming off towards like Letty and this poor feral child.
Firebender! I'll get behind Letty and point at you because you're still dressed like a firebender, right?
Oh no, she switched clothes. She
Okay.
stole one of
okay.
the escapees' clothing.
Oh, that's right. You guys did a quick change back there.
Yeah.
Quinn is going to look at everybody and goes, well, I think our group has gotten a little bit bigger than we were first estimating, but we probably should actually pop over to the safe house before they bring back in reinforcements.
You guys have a safe house? How close is it?
It should be the next village.
Can we
So,
all come?
Yeah. Well, unless you want to wait for the the Fire Kingdom's reinforcements. Yeah.
On that
That'd be probably a
note,
good idea for you.
you'll hear the sound of a firehawk screech in the air. Ah! Not near you or not towards you or anything, but it's they're the Fire Nation's known messenger bird.
Quinn's going to listen to it for a second. Goes, well, hop to it. Let's go, and just starts walking off into the direction of the nearest village.
You guys will head off into the woods as a unit. And honestly, I couldn't ask for much better of a stopping point there. It's still the middle of the night. You're still being pursued, or soon will be. But hey, you're free now, and that's what matters. I mentioned before, there is a thing to do at the end of every session. It's common in Powered by the Apocalypse games. It is called Earning Growth, I believe.
Yes. In this system, this version, it's growth.
Yeah, so at the end of each session, each player is going to take turns and answer the following questions. Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world? Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem? Did you guide a character towards balance or end the session at your center? Each player also answers their playbook's unique personal growth question. For each yes, you're going to mark growth. When you have marked for growth, you take a growth advancement. So this is experience. This is how experience works. I don't give it out. You kind of agree whether or not you earned it, and it's pretty much yes or no questions. It's pretty easy. Gary, you've done this before, so are you okay starting?
Well, why don't we all have the same 4 questions?
You all have the same 4, and then you have your
just...
playbooks. Oh, you want to ask each person in sequence?
Why don't we just ask the first question and we can all go down and give our answers?
No, I like that idea. Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world? I ask everyone.
I mean, I knew that people fought already.
Yeah.
So here's the real thing, right? We all know the Avatar world, so we have expectations. So did our characters learn anything about the world?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Did you see some side of things that you hadn't been privy to before?
My character for sure has never been captured by Fire Nation before and put into a heat cell. That's never happened. This is a whole new side of the world
fair.
for me.
That's a yes for you.
First prison camp for me.
And I mean that answer is fairly valid for most of you. If you want, if this was
Not me,
not you. Oh, you've been captured before.
I've seen my people be captured.
Yeah,
fair. Evan, first fight for you.
It is your first fight.
Yeah,
it is.
fight.
That's true. Okay, that is my. Yep.
It's fair.
All right, so I fill in a bubble then.
Yeah, you just you get a growth, so that's 1 for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I was gonna say I think Ulami's really surprised that someone would know her name, because sometimes when you work for a mega corporation, even if you're the one designing it, if you're just the lowly university intern or first year engineer, your name doesn't go on the product. So you're like, no one should know who I am. Like, what?
The
So
first time you get someone shows up asking for you, like you're gonna get kidnapped, that's got to be a real that really sticks out in your memory.
yeah, I think I'm gonna be like,
First time I got bounty hunted.
I feel like that's a yes for you for sure.
Yeah.
I love the idea that you see this kid break out of this special cell and just lay waste, and everyone's piling on him, and all this chaos around this waterbender, and then they come up we're here for you.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I will never throw rocks again. Okay,
Yeah.
never.
Hopefully, at least not in Glass House.
We've got a
Right.
warrant
Just picked
for
a lock.
jaywalking.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a question.
Sure.
Like I said before, my character playbook is a little weird. It says you do not earn growth. When a PC embraces your guidance and comfort, you may shift towards experience to declare them a protege. Write your name and one of their principles below. When that PC shifts their center towards that principle, clear that name and take an advancement. You may then add them to your list again in the same way. So I don't think I qualify for any of these right now, right?
That's true. So, who is your person and what is their principle?
I do not have a person right now.
Okay, so you're gonna have to pick a person that you are kind of guiding, and then pick one of their principles that you want to shift them towards. And then anytime if they do shift towards that, it just says once, right?
Yeah.
So if they shift towards that in a session, then you get an advancement that session.
Okay, so I think the closest would be Sousa then, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
Especially I think
Sousa-
they're like.
And her balances are roll and freedom. So do you want her to shift more towards her role as a gorilla, or more towards her notions of being free from probably conflict in this situation?
Well, in the words of William Wallace, freedom.
Okay.
That's very fair.
So
Freedom!
in the future, just keep note, if she moves towards that ideal during a session, you will gain an advancement.
Wow, that's cool.
I feel like that makes sense because
Yeah,
she's
that's
being
pretty
like,
sick.
guide me, tell me my role, and he's just like, you're like a teenager,
Be
you'll be free.
That's
like 18,
great.
I don't know.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I like it. That's pretty cool. I like that they would do that. Okay, so the next question: did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community issue?
I'd say.
I think so.
I think so. I think everyone can mark that one, so that's a point for everybody.
I think we did both of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No, absolutely. So everyone marked that, and then did you guide a character towards balance or end the session at your center? So essentially, did you help somebody go towards one of their goals, or are you still at your center at the end of the session?
So if we're still at our center, then we mark a
You mark
growth.
yes. Yeah. And then finally, the fourth question is unique to each player. So everybody look at your playbooks.
I'd like to argue that mine is an overwhelming yes.
Okay.
My question is, did you get a friend to join in or approve of one of your bad habits? And
Yeah, you kind of got everyone to join in a rumble. So,
I
Yeah.
got everyone to fight.
oh yeah, no, you get a yes for that.
So I have a list of bad habits that were part of my character, but I'm pretty sure that all of those apply.
Let's see
It's
how
like-
many you got.
Let's see. Vandalism and sabotage,
Yep.
trespassing, daredevil stunts, and charming insults of dangerous people.
Yep. you did pretty much all of those. All right. Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
sir.
Check.
Clean sweep.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
You get the game ball.
Yeah. Who else wants to read their role question? Play question.
I'll
can
jump
go.
in.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay. Mine's, did you resolve an issue or conflict relying on something other than your training? So I would say I didn't resolve an issue or conflict. I just helped escalate one.
However, you did pick a lock.
Yeah, and I definitely didn't have training on that. Is that
Yeah,
enough?
you did it. Yeah, that's true.
Because that was a conflict. That woman was.
You saved a
Like,
woman
locked
without
up.
training. Yeah.
Yeah.
I decided not to run away. You're
Yeah.
right.
I do think that's
came
fair.
back and
Yeah,
helped.
that
All
does
right,
sound
cool.
right.
You did.
3 for me.
And understand that, like, as the game master, I want you to get these. So, like, don't feel weird about taking them. Like, you didn't deserve. Like, you guys are earning these, so take them, please. Anaya, you were about to read yours.
Did I uphold a responsibility? If yes, shift the balance towards roll and clear a condition. I'm now too deep in roll. And did I break a prohibition? I didn't break any of my prohibitions. Mine are never deny someone knowledge or truth, never use your role for gain or profit, and never start a fight. I didn't start it. I was just like,
That's fair. You
Yeah,
actually were
gotta get
like
at it.
very much not wanting to fight, so
yeah.
yeah. So you do get the point for that. So good.
And then mine is did I seek support or guidance from others? I don't think I sought it from others. I was trying to like give it more than I was receiving it. So
That's fair. Okay. So no for
Yeah.
that. So all of you mark these. We're gonna do this at the end of every session. We get it kind of. It's cool because you get to kind of dissect it and see where people are.
I
It's-
think you did
it's fun.
receive guidance from another.
Oh,
I
did
think
she?
That
Oh, did I?
I think at the very end of the session, Michael Pow's character is guiding us out of this to the next town. I think that's literally the last thing you did was get some guidance from another character on the way out.
That is fair. I mean, it is
I like
literally
that.
guidance.
I'll take it.
You can take
I'll
it.
take it.
Right at the
'cause then I
buzzer.
get to advance.
It's
Yay!
very.
Oh, you
it's
got all
very
four.
literal.
I did.
So that means you are going to be the first person to get
I
a
had to
growth
fight for it
advancement.
because everyone else, like, we all shifted our balance, right? So you're the only one who was able to get 4. So that's fucking dope.
So growth advancements, you get to take a new move from your playbook, or
But you have to fill the 2 squares before you do that, I assume.
yes. So let me see how this works.
Is that what it is, or are the 2 squares you can only do that thing twice?
You might only be able to do it twice. So
That's
take.
what I thought.
Let me read it. Those advancements let you take new moves. You can only take 2 more moves. Yes. So those are limits,
Okay.
not. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
So you can take a new move from your playbook up to 2 times. You can take a new move from another playbook up to 2 times. You can raise a stat by 1, maximum of 2 in any given stat. You can shift your center 1 step. You can do that twice, or you can unlock your moment of balance, which I'm not really sure about yet.
I think based off what happened here and just kind of it was my chance to run away, but I decided to protect someone. I'm going to take the move Driven by Justice. And it gives me a +1 to my passion.
Okay, excellent.
Because I just think that's very appropriate for what was happening. You know, it's just like not wanting to stand by and let them murder a child. You
Yeah,
know?
no, absolutely. Yeah, see, I enjoy that. Even in our first session, there was character growth. That's very exciting.
Mhm.
But yeah, so mark all the appropriate stuff on the thing, and hey, it was a great first session. I had a blast. So thank all of you for playing. Thank you everyone at home for watching. This is Fresh Out the Box, and this is Avatar from Magpie Games. I've been the board game guru and game master extraordinaire, Johananon.
It's me, Casualty CDG, co-host of Fresh Out the Box and Fresh Out the Podcast. If you like movies, video games, streaming shows, check out Fresh Out the Podcast. There's 106 episodes available now where all podcasts are available. We just did a horror podcast sort of draft thing last week where we all picked our favorite horror characters and did a snake draft like fantasy football, except horror characters. So if you like horror, check that out. Episode 106 of Fresh Out the Podcast. Otherwise, keep checking Jahan and I out every Wednesday and Thursday here at twitch.tv/JahanAnon. We're playing tabletop role-playing games with all sorts of different people. We're teaching you new systems, new rules, new faces, new friends, and we're always having a great time trying to make you laugh, cry, or poop yourself. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anaya Monet. I am a narrative and game designer, writer, and person who plays pretend often. I am currently working at Tenderclaws. We are going to release Stranger Things VR on November 30th, where I am a co-lead writer and narrative designer. So if you like Stranger Things, or you just like the Hellfire Club, maybe give it a check out. I also go be a character at Neotropolis, which is happening at we're already starting to plan for that. And you can also see me run at Drachenfest. US, not yet Germany. But you can find my socials are TikTok and Blue Sky. You can find me at Babylon, BAEBALON. Yeah, thank you for having me. My character's name might be different next week.
I'm Kevin Allen, the actor from The Party, which is currently available on YouTube, and it's not struck by the SAG and PTP strike, so I'm definitely allowed to talk about it, and you're definitely allowed to go watch it. It's great if you like games or comedy. You can find me on Blue Sky at Kevin Allen. You can find me on Instagram at Kevin Allen Graham, and I will see you next week.
As always, I am Michael Pao, aka Mr. Kapow. That's MRKAPAO. That's where you can also find me usually on the social medias. You can also find me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Michael Pao does stuff, because I do a lot of stuff, like my YouTube channel, which is Fantastic Tales of Adventure. And my streaming schedule right now is every other Tuesday, which I believe next Tuesday I am on the New Age Geeks channel at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Spell Shots, where we play D&D, and then every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Toyzilla Live on the Toyzilla Network. And then every other Friday, I'm back here at 6 p.m. playing Avatar Legends. So, yeah, see you again.
Hi, I'm Mei Ling, and you can find me on TikTok at MLKitty1875. You can also find me on the Ace of Geeks network. We have 3 podcasts. We have one regular podcast where each of us brings some sort of geeky media that we're just totally into at the moment, and then we debate the pros and cons and decide which will be the winner. We also have Yavin Radio, which is our Star Wars improvised show. And we also have our Edge of Reality, which is our actual play podcast. We have 2 seasons of that out. And we are hard at work on our new season of Yavin Radio. Also, if you're in the LA area, October 21st, my wonderful husband is putting on his first show for League of Swords. Imagine wrestling plus Mortal Kombat plus swords. And that's what's happening. It's super dope. And we're really hoping eventually that we'll be able to stream it, so that way you don't have to just be local. But for our first show, we're unfortunately just doing it live.
That sounds
But, yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, I'm
You can check out the YouTube channel for League of Swords, and we have some of our choreographed fights. We're also going to be at LA Comic-Con doing a demonstration. So
That's
should be
awesome.
super duper fun.
Sounds like everyone's got a lot going on. Hey, I like all these people. I hope you guys do too. Thank you for watching, and stay fresh.